What's up, everybody? Welcome to another adventure of Out of the Cave. My name's Alex. People call me Caveman. Today, we're back up at Dry Canyon. Except this time, we're heading to the trail that I talked about in my last video. The trail we're going up is along the face. We're going up somewhere right up over there. Hopefully, as long as I can make it there. Couple things for today's video. We're going to be looking for the elk herd that normally resides up on this mountain back there and on the back side of it. So we'll see if they're up or down closer. Another thing to watch out for is I was informed last night that over the summer and fall there were several mountain lion sightings up here where I'm going to be at. So today I brought a machete and a little sickle scythe as my protection, just in case I run into mountain lion. So yeah, should be a fun adventure. I did this hike back in 2009, 2010, 3 months after I had hip surgery. Me, my dad, and one of our family friends back then, who for the life of me I cannot remember his name, came up here for cow elk hunting. So that's where I'm going to try to get up to today. Have a little story for you guys once I get further up. So yeah, come along on this adventure. Here we go. Now, like I said, it's been since 2009, 2010 since I've done this hike. I don't remember the exact trails we took, so try to figure it out as I go. Man, the view from up here is awesome. So the trail ahead starts right down about there. So, decent little hike. It's only going to get better, because I got to make it up on top of this ridge and then up to that hill right there, or possibly even that one right there. I don't remember which one we're at. So continue on the journey. As usual, I have my water bottle with me, because you got to remember, when you're out hiking or exploring or doing any sort of physical activity, you always want to remain hydrated so that your body can function properly, so you can continue your adventure. Just a quick little safety tip before I put you guys down and continue with the hike. If you're out and about on a hike or adventure and you do happen to come across a mountain lion, a couple things to remember is don't run away. That will kick in their natural prey instinct and they will hunt you down. Stand up as big and tall as you can. Make yourself imposing. Make loud noises, as loud as you can, and just back away from it slowly. If you do have to fight it, you better pray that you have something to help you out, because if all you've got is your hands, that mountain lion's going to win and you're going to be its dinner. So just a couple safety tips there for you as you're going out adventuring and hiking and exploring. And that goes for, as far as I know, most big game predators: bears, mountain lions, possibly wolves. Not sure on that one because they hunt in packs. So yeah, any hoosies, I'm gonna put you guys down while I continue on with the hike and pick you guys up in just a minute. Bye. All right, guys, we're back. It's been about 20 minutes since I put you down. This hill right here in front of me is the hill just prior that I was pointing at that I said I needed to get up on top of. I can barely see the valley now, except for the little bit over there, because I'm now on top of the hill that was in front of me in the last section. Quick story, if I remember correctly, this hill right here in front of me, and this pertains to the story that I'm going to tell a little bit later. We came up elk hunting, like I said, and after we shot it, gutted it, and was on our way back down, instead of following a trail and switchbacks all the way through there, we came up and over the top of this hill, and it was me and my dad pulling it. As we crested and started to move down the hill, the elk started to overtake us, and we were strapped on. I had it wrapped around my waist, the strap, and my dad was just pulling it with his hands, and it started to go down the hill, and my dad said, "Let go," and I went, "I can't," because it's wrapped around me. So it started to pull me down the hill. So what I did is I just jumped on it and I rode it down this hill right here like a sled all the way to the bottom. And then I sat down at the bottom and waited for my dad and our friend to come down. Let me tell you, that was the quickest way to get down that hill, but boy, oh boy, was that scary. Riding a 500-pound animal down the side of a hill like that with absolutely no way to stop it and no way to unhook yourself. Oh, fun times indeed. So yeah, go ahead, put you guys back down. Oh no, I'll keep you guys out for a minute, show you what we're hiking through, how much fun it is. Pardon my heavy breathing. This is kicking my butt a little bit. More snow. Oh yes, another thing, as I was mentioning earlier about the safety tips when encountering, mountain lions and stuff like that. Absolutely, whatever you do, do not play dead. That will not help you. They will still come and they will still attack you. So just remember, stand up as tall as you can be, make yourself as large as possible, and make a lot of noise. That's a neat little valley area. Quite a bit of snow right here. Well, not quite a bit, but a little bit of snow right here. Little camping spot, part of a skull, old chair, little fort area, some sort of metal. I don't even know what that would have been. Maybe a cot or something. See if it wraps back up around and through, or if I need to turn around and look for a different trail up. Because I want to be going that way, not this way. So follow this trail real quick. See if it wraps around, starts to head back up the way I want to go. If not, turn around and go find a different trail. And if all else fails, just start bushwhacking through. Fresh, well, not fresh. There's some deer poop, but at least we know there's animals up here. How far do I follow this before I turn around and go try to find a different way up? Okay, this is the same trail I came on. Oh ho! Nope. Here's a way up. Okay, so I do want to point out, I believe that that hill right there, hold on, there we go, but that hill right there, and that cliff right there, I think those are where I was for the video earlier this week. Down in the canyon and the creek bed. So, just a fun little tidbit there. Right over there. Go ahead and keep on trekking on. Now, normally I don't wear jeans. I wear loose, flowy hippie pants. But after my last adventure, getting covered in cockaburs and stickers, I was not wanting to go through that again. So today, I wore jeans. Plus, I needed a belt so that I could carry my machete, my sickle. When I get up here and stop, I'll pull out the sickle and show you guys. Interesting little rock formation here. I don't know if this is where somebody was buried at one point, or if this is something that some bikers set up to have a little obstacle course on. Not sure, but I do know that that was not just stacked naturally like that. Let's see. Do I go this way or do I go that way? Questions. I kind of want to go see what that is over there. So let's go this way real quick. Check and see if this wraps around. It goes up. And it does not. I'll just walk up the hill here, not even on the trail. See if we can't get up a little higher and find something. But I'm gonna put you down for a minute or a few while I try to figure out where I'm going and how I'm getting up onto here. So I'll set you guys down and talk to you guys in just a minute. All right, guys. All right, made it up to the little thing I was looking at from down over there. Up the side of this hill. Another neat little valley area down right there. Yeah. Looks like somebody made a little base camp right here. I've come across a lot of these little rock laid out formation things. Something floating up in the trees over there. Right there. Don't know what it is. Kind of just looks like maybe it's some garbage or something. But I don't know how I would get over to that part. I'm not gonna try right now. Move through this area. Keep trying to go up the side of this hill so I can get up on top. I have been feeling for the last, I don't know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, that like eerie, spooky feeling you get when you feel like something's watching you. So that's fun. Don't know what it is or what it could be. Could be animals, could be spirits, could be people. I don't know. But anywhoosies, I'm gonna stick you guys down for a minute while I try to figure out how I'm gonna get up the side of this mountain. Talk to you guys soon. Alright guys, welcome back. I've made it up to the top of that hill that I was pointing at. There's a sweet rock field right here. Completely random, you know, just on the side of this hill. I can't tell if that is an animal right there. Or just a rock. Might be just a rock. I don't know. Let's keep moving through the field. It's so peaceful up here. You know, aside from the feeling of like something's watching me, but it is what it is. A lot of cool rocks. Moss and different stuff growing on it. You guys can't see it, but let's see if it'll pick it up. Oh, right there. The helicopter. I'm up higher than the helicopters are flying right now. And up over this way. So if you're local to Utah County, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that this hill mountain right in front of me is Big Baldy. And if I'm not mistaken, the kind of hill knoll thing that I'm on right now is Little Baldy. Now, in the past, maybe not yet because there's not enough snow, but in the past, this hill at one point had a herd of 200 elk that would come down and roam across the front of this. And it was so fun to watch. Just a big old herd of them moving across the hill. It was crazy, crazy times. But we haven't had a good winter here in a while. We don't get a lot of snow anymore. Which sucks because I love the snow and the cold. I don't even know where I'm going now. Whatever. Trucking along. Moving. Hey, somebody had a fire right here. It's quite a ways up to come have a fire. But it makes sense if they were up hunting. Stop right there. You guys can barely even see it. There's an airplane up there. Alright, I'm going to put you guys down for a minute while I hike a little bit more. Maybe find a place to stop and rest. Tell you guys that story. So, we'll be back momentarily and continue with the journey. Alright guys, I'm going to be kind of quiet here because check it out. There's some deer up on the hill in front of me, watching me. My big caveman butt tromping through the freaking trees and rocks. Sorry the quality's not super good. I gotta zoom in really far to see them. But that's a good sign, because if there's deer around, that means there's no predators around right now. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here. Looks like a mom and her little babies. So cool. This right here. This is why I get out into nature. So I can see stuff like this. If there's more of them over there, or if it's just those three. Oh, that was so cool. Oh, man. Being up here is so peaceful. So quiet, relaxing. No stress of the world. You know, like you get down in there. There's no hustle and bustle. There's no anything like that. Just you and nature and all that entails. Oh man, so much fun. I strongly encourage you guys to get out and go explore. You don't have to do any crazy hikes like this, you know. I'm like 2 hours into this hike, I think. 2.5 hours of way up the side of the mountain and trekking through trees and bushes and up hills and not on trails and just making my way. I'm not saying you have to get out and do that. No, what I'm saying is just get out and get out of the city. Get away from people. Get up into nature. Ground yourself and just be with one in nature. Let life's worries and stress just melt away while you enjoy the peace and the beauty. So I'm gonna put you guys down again for a little bit. I think I'm gonna try to go and quietly get up on that hill where they were at to see if I can see if there's a bigger herd there or not, or if it was just those three that I saw. So I'll pick you guys back up in just a little bit when we continue. Guys, just want to show you something real quick. There's no blood or anything, but I found a leg here, and then it looks like the carcass. The rest of it is right down there. I don't know. Let's go. I don't necessarily want to walk back down the hill just to turn around and walk back up it, but let's take a look. That's a big skull. If I had to make a guess, I would say that's probably elk, possibly a deer. Not 100% sure on that one, but crazy things you find when you're out exploring, especially up on the side of a hill like this. So put you back down while I hike up, get over this little knoll, see if I can spot those deer again. See you guys in just a minute. Alright guys, found another remain site. We got jawbone. That piece right there is the top of the skull, some vertebrae. There's another vertebrae right there. So that is now the second carcass that I have found up here in this area. I have no idea where those deer got to. Probably down in that thicket somewhere. So that little hill and that one right there, along with that one, those are the hills that I was pointing at the very beginning of the hike. We are now at the base of this, of Baldy here. So maybe I'll try to get down inside of there a little bit, see if I can find a spot to sit down, hang out for a minute, and we'll try to get up over into this little grove right here. So put you on the stick and carry you along for this last bit. Sorry, I clicked the power button. Carry you along for the last little bit of this to get down into that grove area. Check it out. Maybe we'll stumble across those deer as they're coming down through here, because I'm pretty sure that's where they went down into, was down in this area here, because I don't see them moving along the face of this. So So my guess is they're somewhere down in here. So let's go take a look, see what we can find. Keep our eyes open for any more carcasses or bones. This looks a little more fresh. Definitely looks like deer. I think elk is a little bit bigger. Actually, I think those bigger ones might have been elk because that looks like deer right there. So, some more bigger ones. This is definitely an area that they travel through frequently because I'm finding scat everywhere. Yes, I know I'm kind of trompsing through here, not being super quiet. So if there is any deer or elk in here, I've probably already spooked them, but it's kind of hard to be quiet when you got slip-on shoes and some good hiking boots, as well as crunchy snow. Those are definitely elk. It's a lot bigger than deer would be. Man, I need to remember to bring one of my hammocks when I do these. I'll just post up in a hammock somewhere. Yeah, I have no clue where those deer went. Do you ever get in areas when you're out exploring where it just goes quiet and there's an eerie feeling about it? It's kind of how this spot feels. Right here, a place to sit down on these fallen logs or trees. Alright guys, I'm gonna put you down for a minute while I find some place to sit down and relax. And then when I pick you back up, it'll most likely be story time. So, talk to you guys in just a minute. Alright guys, found a spot to sit down, hang out for a second. Story time. So, I believe it was October of 2009. I had reconstructive hip surgery because I was born with a birth defect in my hip socket. So in your hip, you know, you got the ball that fits up in the socket, comes down into your femur and all that. Well, mine, on both sides of my hips, I've had both hips worked on for surgery. But on mine, instead of being a ball, the one edge was just straight like a knife. And so every time that I ran track or did football, that straight edge would sit and cut the labral sheath that holds your hip in place. So I had to get surgery on that. That was a wild story. I almost died during that surgery. But it was 3 months later, so January, me and my dad, like I said, and our family friend came out for the elk hunt, cow elk hunt. And I think I'm actually really, really close to the area that we shot the elk. I don't remember exactly where it was, but I think we're really close. Got up here, took a shot at him further down, missed my gun. I have a black powder 50 cal muzzle loader that I was using. And I had 3 primers misfire, and on the 4th one, I went to shoot, and I think I shot right under the elk, and they all took off up over the hill. So we had to chase them up just a little bit further, I think, from where I'm at now, over to up on that hill right there. So I actually think that's the hill that I rode the elk down, not the one that I had previously mentioned. So, chased him up the hill, loaded up again, took a shot, popped it right through the heart. It went down immediately. We got up to it, gutted it. Pulled the heart out, set it aside, got everything cleaned out, cleaned up. We left it whole, you know, minus the guts, because we didn't want to have to quarter it and drag it down that way. So that's where we, you know, tied some straps up to it and just dragged it behind us through all this thicket and back down to the car. But after we shot it and got it all cleaned out, you know, we had set the heart aside, and I wanted to honor the animal and the life it lived and the meat that it was going to provide our family. So now y'all gonna think I'm real crazy for this. Picked the heart up and I drank the blood straight out of the heart. wild, I know. Let me tell you, that was the sweetest blood that I have ever tasted in my life. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of details, but I've had other types of blood, and the elk blood was by far the sweetest blood that I have ever consumed. Because, you know, all they're eating on is grass and trees and barks and berries up here. It's not real gamey or full of iron. And I would, without a doubt, have a glass of that every day if I could, because it was sweet and tasty. And I know that makes me sound crazy, but you know what? I am slightly crazy. So, yeah. We left that morning at 8 o'clock. And we didn't get back down to the parking lot until 6 or 8 o'clock that night. Let me tell you, that was a long hike. The snow was up to our waist, and we were just trekking through, dragging this 500-pound beast down the mountain. Saved the heart. Got back down. As I mentioned in one of my videos prior, my dad's a professional chef. I had him take the heart up to his job, and he sliced it on the slicer for me. Brought it back home, and I fried it up in a couple different seasonings. I had a teriyaki one, I had some peppered ones, and I had some just plain old regular heart. And then for probably the next week or two, I was taking and eating heart sandwiches at school. And I didn't tell people what I was eating because, you know, that's kind of weird. But I remember one kid one day at lunch coming up and asking, "What are you eating?" I said, "Just meat sandwich." He said, "It smells really good." It was a teriyaki one. I said, "It smells really good. Mind if I have a bite?" I said, "I don't know if you really want to have a bite of this. It's not your normal meat." He said, "Come on, it smells good. Let me try it." So, I didn't tell him what it was, because that ruins the fun. He took a big old bite, munched it on down, nom nom nom. Said, "Wow, that was really good. Will you tell me what it is now?" I said, "Since you ate through it all, yeah, I'll tell you what it is." I said, "That is elk heart sandwich." And he kind of looked at me like, "I don't know if I believe you." I said, "No, that's 100% elk heart sandwich." I pulled the video up, me drinking the blood out of the heart. I said, "That's the heart right there that you're eating." His face kind of changed. His face kind of changed colors real quick. He handed me the sandwich back. Said, "Thanks for letting me try that. If you have something like that again, don't offer it to me." And I went about finishing the rest of my sandwich. So, that's my story time there. I had mentioned in my first video that I'm going to try to put in for hunts next year. And if I do draw out, I will 100% be honoring whatever animal that I take the life of. Because life is precious. I will never, ever go out on a hunt only for the trophy. That is not how I was raised. I was raised in that whatever you kill, you honor it by consuming it. Whether it's squirrels, chipmunks, rattlesnakes, elk, bison, bear, doesn't matter. If you're going out hunting, you go out hunting for the purpose of putting food on the table for your family. Because there is no joy and no honor in just going out for trophy hunting. Because a lot of the times, the people that go out for trophy hunting, they just take the head and they leave the carcass up on the hill. And in my view, that's not okay. From my view and my perspective, when you go out to hunt, it is for the sole purpose of providing nutrients and sustenance for your family. And I will tell you right now that anything you go out and hunt yourself and you bring back and you butcher for your family, that meat is going to taste 1,000 times better than anything you can buy in the store. Because the store, meat in the store, it sits and gets processed and refrigerated and frozen, and it's just raised on a farm somewhere. So it's in a very controlled environment. They don't get a lot of exercise. They don't get a lot of the stuff that you find in nature. Now, I will say on that note that anything you do shoot out in nature is going to have a gaminess that you're not used to from store-bought meat, because they are out climbing on the hills and moving miles and miles and miles all the time. So, if you are going to go out to hunt, just be prepared. That meat will be probably the best meat you ever eat in your life, but there will also be a gaminess to it that you have probably never had unless you've had fresh meat. So, yeah. Back onto the life is precious. I've touched on this before in my other videos. I will probably touch on this in videos in the future because it is something that I feel very strongly about. You are never promised tomorrow. Ever. It is never a guarantee that you will wake up in the morning. So, cherish and live every day to the fullest extent that you can. Cherish and love those people that are around you, that love you and support you, because their tomorrows are never guaranteed. You never know what people are going through mentally, and the battles that they are fighting, and the struggles that they are dealing with to try to stay on this earth every single day. I have been fortunate enough through my life that the people I love and care about, I have not had to deal with them ending their journey early, except for my cousin. He took his life on his mom's birthday, and he said in his letter that I hope this is a present to you so that you no longer have to deal with the burden of me. Man, oh man, that rocked the family real hard. I miss him. I wasn't real close with him growing up, and I regret that all the time, that I didn't reach out, that I didn't talk to him more, and try to be a bigger positive influence in his life. Because when I got that call that he had done that Ooh, man, that rocked me. That was real hard to take in because we had just had Sunday dinner, family dinner, 2 or 3 days prior, and he was all smiles and talking to everybody, and you never would have known the demons that he was facing and the battles that he was struggling with. That is why I'm such a big pusher on reaching out and talking to people if you are struggling. Do not try to fight those battles alone. Do not give up, because your family and your loved ones and your friends will miss you tremendously. And they will always have that thought in the back of their mind of, man, I wish I could have done more so they didn't feel so lonely. And then, to make matters worse, I wasn't able to attend his funeral, my cousin's funeral, and I made it to the very end, right as they were closing down his celebration of life. And I regret, to this day, missing that. Because I love that kid to death. He was such an amazing artist. And he had so much to offer to this world. And I hate that he felt like a burden to his loved ones. So please, please, if you are struggling with mental health and you're struggling with battles, internal battles that you don't let out, and you're just going through life trying to be positive around everybody, but when you're at home alone in the dark in your room or wherever you're at, and you are slowly breaking down and struggling to try to stay on this earth, please, please reach out to somebody, because life is so precious. And every day is an adventure and a journey, and you never know what it's going to bring and the experiences you're going to have, and you don't want to cut that short. I know times may seem tough, and you may not see an end to the light of the tunnel, and it just seems like there's darkness all around. But please, please reach out to somebody. You're loved. You're wanted, even if it doesn't feel like it. And if you don't have anybody to reach out to me. I've been there. I've been at that point where you just want to end your journey. I've been there a couple of times. I haven't talked to anybody really about this except for a very few people, but I did attempt to end my journey early at one point in my life. And I remember going to bed that night after doing what I did and just thinking, man, I really hope that I wake up in the morning, because there's so much that I still want to go do. So please, 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 if you are struggling, reach out to somebody. If you need somebody there and you don't have people that you can talk to, write in my comments and I will figure out a way that we can converse and get a hold of each other, and I will be there for you, because life is so precious and it's such an amazing journey. And I am so glad that I have made it through the struggles and the battles that I didn't think I was going to make it through, so that I could be here today and go on these adventures and talk to you guys and just experience life. Sorry this got a little heavy, but this is something that I feel very strongly about. I've had a lot of dark times in my life where I was not sure if I was going to make it through. Luckily now I have my boys and a few other people in my life that I don't want to leave them, and I want to be there for them and continue this journey. So again, I've said it a lot in this video. If you are struggling, reach out to somebody. If you don't have people to reach out to me, and I will be there for you. I will talk with you. I will help you try to figure things out to the best of my abilities. Because I want you here. The world is a better place with you in it, not without you in it. So, any whoosies, on a lighter note, be grateful every day you wake up. When you wake up, say a couple things that you're grateful to out loud, not just internally, but out loud, so that it goes out into the universe and just reaffirms everything for you. Whew. I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit and just enjoy nature and the silence. And then I'm gonna head back down. Might do a few videos on the way back down, just so you guys can see. I don't think I'm gonna head back down the same way that I came up. But I gotta get back down because I'm gonna go do some Christmas shopping for my boys today. Money has been a little bit of a struggle for me, but I don't worry too much about it because, well, yes, you need it in life. It is not the most important thing. As long as you have just enough to get by, there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. I got good news yesterday. I was worried about being able to make a loan payment that I have and still being able to afford Christmas. So I reached out to my loan guy. I said, hey, what's the latest that I can pay this before I get in any trouble? And he told me, he said, you know what? Don't worry about it this month. We'll pick it back up next month. So I'm gonna go do some Christmas shopping for my boys today, because I have some money now that I don't have to worry about that. It's not gonna be a big Christmas, but like I talked about in the last video, it's not always about how many gifts I get under the tree. It's about the memories and the experiences that you make as a family around the tree. So, yeah. I love and appreciate all of you guys that sit here and watch my videos. I'm grateful for you guys and wanting to come on these journeys with me while I explore life and just have fun. So, that'll be it for right now. Like I said, I'm gonna hang out here, just relax for a little bit, drink some water, then I'll head back down in just a minute. So, guys, have a great one, and I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Bye. Also, real quick, I wanted to show you guys because I said I would. My sickle. So, this is what I've got. Give you a reference. That is my hand. We're looking at probably a 6-inch blade on this guy, and it is sharp. When I first got it, I cut my knuckles up pretty good, trying to close it up because it drops really fast. So, just real quick, wanted to show you that. Like I said I would. And then I also have my machete that I brought up for self-defense and safety. Sharpened it last night. So yeah, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I was informed that there was several mountain lion spottings and mountain lion sightings up in this area over the summer and the fall. So I just wanted to bring those up with me for some self-defense and protection, because I don't have a pew-pew that is viable to carry and bring up with me on stuff like this. So any hoosies, love and appreciate all of you guys, and pick this back up on the way back down. All right guys, check it out. I just want to show you real quick. Coming back down. I ran into it here. Meh. Hey, Hoosies. I also found this. A nice arrow just lodged in the side of the hill. So, yeah, any Hoosies. We're gonna keep heading down. Pick you guys back up in just a little bit. Alright guys, I made it back down to the truck. Whew! That hike whooped my butt. Last like mile of it. My legs were starting to cramp up. Whew. That's one of the dangers of hiking alone. You get stuck up in there, your legs cramp up by yourself, you're in trouble. You either gotta wait for the cramps to pass or just keep trying to push through and hope that you make it. Man, what a beautiful hike that was. Whew. Thanks for coming along on the journey with me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Subscribe if you want to see more. Next week is Christmas. I may just pop on and give a little Christmas shout out and wish y'all a Merry Christmas. But yeah, that'll be it for today. Remember, as you go out through the world today, smile at people you pass by, because you never know what people are going through. And your smile, man, oh man, that could change somebody's day around. Could save a life. So, have a wonderful day and keep on smiling. We'll see you in the next adventure. Bye guys. Love y'all.